Welcome to the School of Laughs podcast, brought to you by schooloflaughs.com. Whether you're an aspiring comedian, a part-time pro, or a speaker who wants to become funnier, this is the podcast for you. We'll break down tools, tips, and techniques to help you get bigger, better, and more bookable. And now, here's the show.
Welcome to the podcast. Rick Roberts here, going to keep it kind of short and sweet today and give you some homework to do and step out of the way. Happy New Year to you. Hope you had a good Christmas and you spent some time with family and friends. I was going to go real deep into this year, the goals tracker, but you know what? It's pretty self-explanatory. I've got a couple of pages of things you can track to make sure your career is going the direction you want it to go, or at least to make you think about planning ahead and doing some things differently this year. Every year I like to do a goals tracker worksheet, and this year they're right there on the website in the show notes for this episode. All you have to do is go to schooloflaughs.com, hit the podcast page, you'll see episode 207, and it'll say goals tracker right on there. You click that, and in the show notes there's a couple of images. These are the goal worksheets. All you have to do is drag them over to your desktop, print them out, and boom, get into setting your goals for the year. So my little gift to you, but also a thing you should think about. What are you going to do this year differently? You know, if you don't measure, you can't improve. I don't know who said that, but I heard it a while back, and it makes total sense. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be easy to feel like you're doing things great or doing things good enough, or you're happy where you're at. But if you measure them, you can see, oh, I thought I was doing good, but actually I had less work this year, or earned less money, or set no goals and achieved all of them, all of the 0 goals. So the goals tracker worksheet is right there on the website for you. You can check out different sections of the goal tracker. I have one basically focused on writing, how much time you're spending writing, how many new jokes you're creating, how many new minutes do you spend time writing with others. I've got performance goals as far as how much time you want to get on stage, how many new stages did you get on, how many open mic nights did you go pursue, how many paid shows did you have. Those are all under performance goals. Online goals can improve things like the way you look at your website. Did you spend more time on that this year? Did you get more views? Did you get more bookings from people clicking through and watching your videos, reading your blogs, all those kinds of things? Are you measuring your visitors per day? All of those are underneath the online goals, along with things like email lists, Twitter followers, LinkedIn connections, those kinds of things. Also on the worksheet, there's a section called connections, and networking is something I've never been naturally good at. It kind of happens slowly, organically. But if I could go back and change anything over the past 30 years, it'd be to spend more time with people who are doing what I'm doing or what I want to be doing and learning from them. So there's a section in the worksheet, the goals tracker, about how many new clubs have you contacted, new comics are you hanging out with, new clubs you work, new booking agencies you've contacted or started working with, all those kinds of things. Or if you're in different niches like churches or corporate, you can apply those to that specific niche as well. But if you don't measure, again, you can't improve. And of course, we talk about income. Are you earning money doing comedy? Can take a little while to get there, but once you start earning, you should keep earning. You should find ways to make this happen if it's going to be your goal to get out of your day job and start something new. So income goals all over the place on this worksheet, from performing stand-up to maybe doing things that are associated with performing, like acting, doing commercials, selling merchandise of your performance, live CDs or download cards or streaming access, whatever you're doing these days, along with merchandise. And lastly, we talk about goals for your expenses, not just to get your expenses low, but to actually invest some money in getting better at your craft. Are you spending any cash out there towards classes, towards workshops, towards taking trips to see other comics, to going to other towns to do open mics or guest sets? Are you spending money and investing in your career? Are you taking any acting classes to help your stage performance? Are you taking improv classes to help your brainstorming? There's all kinds of ways you can improve performing stand-up, but oftentimes we don't think about investing in those, and I'd encourage you to do that. Lots of options out there today with all the online classes as well. There's no excuse not to spend some time and effort on getting better at your craft. You'll get better, hopefully, organically by just doing it. But, if you don't have a coach at some point, you're just going to hit a wall. See it too many times and people just don't take advantage of that. So are you going to invest a little bit in your craft this year? Are you going to invest in your website? Are you going to invest in making some videos, maybe recording a live performance and releasing that? Are you going to create new merchandise? All those things should be in your expense goals on the goals tracker worksheet. So again, I'm not going to go into every single thing this year during the podcast. I want you just to go to the show notes page at schooloflaughs.com, drag those 2 images onto your desktop, print them out, and get to work. Start setting some goals so you can visit them again this time next year. All right, so that's going to be it. I'd say it's quick and short this year. I know it's a new year. You've got things to do. Hopefully making goals is one of them. I'll be back on the 15th of the month with the next episode. It is the 1st of January, so if you're catching this the day it released, I want to remind you the Master Laughter class is just a couple of days away. January 3rd and 4th, we're meeting out here in Hermitage, just outside of Nashville, on the east edge of town, if you will. And we're going to cover everything that you need to know if you're a speaker, preacher, trainer, teacher, anyone who stands in front of a group and you want to be funnier or you want to incorporate more comedy and humor into your message. This is the 2-day workshop boot camp you've been waiting for. Tons of fun. Can't wait for it. We've already got some great people signed up, and I know if you sign up, you'll join and have an impact on them. But the people we've got already signed up are super sharp, and they're going to add value to your experience for sure, and inform me as well. I'm looking forward to learning as I teach this workshop. But 2 days, super intense, all kinds of different places you can include humor in your content, in your speeches, your programs. We'll isolate those. We'll handpick the type of joke that should go in there. We'll write those jokes while you're at the workshop, so you actually come home with some material each day, and then you'll have an outline on how you can, make this happen after the workshop. What is your next step? How are you going to take care of business down the road by adding humor to your content? It's going to be a lot of fun. You can learn more at masterlaughterclass.com. or go to schooloflaughs.com, look under upcoming classes, and click on the Master Laughter Class link. Thanks again to Doc Kennedy for editing this past year, at least the last half of the year and the year ahead. And thanks to all those people who leave iTunes reviews and who are taking the online course, and also those who are supporting the podcast through Club 52 and Patreon. Along those lines, thanks to Kevin Hank, who just started supporting through Club 52, and he's getting those emails every single week to help him get bigger, better, and more bookable. Looking forward to our next hangout for all the Club 52 members that are contributing at $7 a month or more. More on that coming up soon. Keep an eye out on your email. That's going to do it for this episode. Take care. Happy New Year. See you soon.
Thanks for listening to the School of Laughs podcast. If you'd like to hear more School of Laughs podcasts, you can find them on iTunes and Stitcher.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. For information on upcoming live and online classes, visit schooloflaughs.com. Until next time, stay tuned, stay focused, and stay funny.